So why don't you start by telling us how you went from basically rags to riches? How did you make this happen for yourself?
Well, I grew up on welfare and pregnant at 17, homeless at 21 with $2.03 to my name and a $35,000 debt, and became a millionaire by 23. And how that whole thing came about, I grew up in a violently abusive and drug-infested home where I was physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually abused. Growing up like that and being told your whole life that you are a failure, you're never going to do anything right, you're never going to succeed at anything, really resulted in the bad choices that I made that caused me to get into drugs and all of that kind of stuff. And so I started a business from the trunk of my car in a payphone booth, and within 2 years became a millionaire. Today, I'm a multi-millionaire, best-selling author of Spirit-Driven Success, Grooming the Next Generation for Success, my newest book, First Steps to Wealth, which you can find at DaniJohnson.com. In fact, a free copy of it is at DaniJohnson.com. And I have a personal passion for helping people make more money, annihilate their debt, and have their life be a benefit to other people's lives.
So when you first got approached to go on the show, what made you say, yes, this is something I want to do?
I actually said no 4 times. I said no 4 times because this was not for us. My husband and I have built multi-million-dollar companies, and we've given millions and millions of dollars away in secret. So this was not at all appealing to us. We don't need a camera following us around showing what we do because we believe in giving in secret. However, 2 things inspired me. 1, it was an opportunity on a national scale to do what we're already doing, and that is mobilizing people to make a difference in their communities. 2, there's a lot of people suffering right now. They don't have a way to pay their bills. They are buried in debt, fighting with their spouse because of the stress. And so we put together on our website, DaniJohnson.com, a way for people to increase their income, crush their debt, and be able to live a life where they can benefit others.
So you met a lot of great people on your Secret Millionaire journey. So what was it like working at the Love Kitchen with Helen and Ellen?
Helen and Ellen, which you probably saw last week on Oprah. Hello, how could you not fall in love with those 2? I was actually in tears almost right in the very moment that I laid eyes on them and just could feel the love of God all over them. And so I was truly inspired. You are going to be truly inspired to do what you can. And whether or not you've got the money or the resources, you know, to feed 2,000 people on a weekly basis or not, means nothing. You can do what Ruth is doing. Ruth is a volunteer there who once was eating at the Love Kitchen, that now her and her 5 children are serving at the Love Kitchen. To be honest with you, these organizations need more volunteers oftentimes than they do need money. So we got to rally together. Join me on this adventure with DaniJohnson.com and Secret Millionaire. Let's do it together and make a difference in the community that you live in.
And were you able to keep in touch with these ladies and the other people that you met on your journey?
I absolutely have been in touch with everybody in these organizations, not only the Helen and Ellens, but as well as the other people, the other volunteers, because they touched me so much. You know, it was a beautiful thing to come and serve for a solid week. The truth is that my husband and I have washed the feet of the homeless way before Secret Millionaire ever even was an idea. We have spent time with the orphans. We've done this for years and years and years. But to spend a solid week with people I had not yet met, who I knew had the same level of commitment and passion and drive to help those that were in need, was truly an honor and a privilege. And you can go in your own community right now, today, and go help those that are in need.
And my last question is, how did you decide how much money to give to each of the organizations, and how did you get through that struggle of figuring out who could best use it?
It was a big, I mean, huge struggle on that very last night as I was praying about who was going to get what. The Love Kitchen, the day I went to serve, had received a large sum of money, because that normally would have been the organization that probably would have gotten the biggest amount of money from me. But because that day the community had done a fundraiser and they had gotten a huge sum of money, that was the reason why they had not gotten the most from me, because somebody had just filled that financial need. And so the next was figuring out, based on need, based on impact, and based on generational impact. The Joy of Music really fit all of those, because they are taking kids from the inner city, teaching them a new skill. They are grooming the next generation for success, which is the title of a book that I wrote a year before. And so because they're taking kids from the inner city, giving them a skill, they're grooming them to succeed, and helping that skill is helping them get into universities around the country. So for generational purposes, they got the most amount of money because those kids, Tabor is never going to go back to the inner city, ever. He is going to make a lot of money someday because of the skills that were imparted into him from the joy of music.
Great. We're so excited for the premiere this Sunday. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor and a privilege to meet you.